You're sitting in a room, doing nothing. No phone, no music, no distraction, just waiting. And suddenly, something strange happens. A single minute feels like forever. Seconds stretch, thoughts slow, and time itself seems to drag its feet. But later that same day, you're laughing with friends, completely lost in the moment. Hours pass, and it feels like minutes. You don't notice time at all. It disappears. So which one is real? Did time actually slow down earlier and then speed up later? Or did something else change? Because here's the unsettling part. The clock didn't change. Time didn't change. But your experience of it did, completely. And that raises a deeper question. Most people never stop to ask, what exactly is time? We talk about it like it's something solid, something universal, something that flows forward, second by second, the same way for everyone. But your own life tells a different story. Time feels inconsistent, unstable, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes almost non-existent. And yet, we trust it completely. We plan our lives around it. We measure everything with it. We believe it's one of the most fundamental parts of reality. But what if that belief is wrong? What if time isn't something you're experiencing, but something your brain is creating? Think about it carefully. You've never actually seen time. You've never touched it. You've never directly sensed it the way you sense sound or light. What you experience instead are changes, movements, memories forming, expectations building, and your brain takes all of that and stitches it together into something that feels like a continuous flow. But that feeling might be an illusion, because if time were truly real in the way we think it is, it shouldn't behave so differently depending on your mood, your focus, or your environment. It should be constant, reliable, unchanging, and yet it isn't, which leads to a disturbing possibility. The thing you call time, the thing you feel passing, every second of your life might not exist in the way you think it does at all. And if that's true, then something even stranger is happening. Your brain isn't just measuring time. It might be inventing it. If time were something real and external, something flowing independently of you, then your experience of it should be stable. It shouldn't stretch and shrink, depending on what you're doing. But it does, and that's the first clue that something deeper is going on, because your brain doesn't actually have a direct sense for time. You have senses for light, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Each one connects you to something physical in the world, but there is no organ in your body designed to detect time itself. Instead, your brain does something far more interesting. It builds time from other signals. It pieces it together from change. Every moment you experience is filled with events, movements, thoughts, sensations, decisions, and your brain tracks how these things change over what it interprets as intervals. The more changes it detects, the longer that moment feels. The fewer changes, the shorter it feels. That's why a boring minute can feel endless. Almost nothing is happening. So your brain becomes hyper-aware of every tiny shift. Each second gets stretched. But during an exciting moment, your brain is flooded with information. It processes so much, so quickly, that when you look back, it feels compressed. Time seems to vanish. But here's where it gets even stranger. Your sense of time is deeply tied to memory. When you think about your childhood, it feels like it lasted forever. Summers felt endless. Days felt bigger, fuller. But as you grow older, years begin to blur together. Time feels like it's speeding up. Nothing about the clock has changed. A year is still a year, but your brain is recording fewer new experiences, fewer distinct memories. So when you look back, there are fewer mental markers to stretch that period out. It feels shorter. So time, at least as you experience it, isn't something flowing around you. It's something your brain reconstructs after the fact. And even in the present moment, your brain is slightly behind. What you call now is actually a carefully assembled version of reality. delay by fractions of a second. Your brain collects incoming signals, processes them, aligns them, and then presents a unified experience. A continuous stream that feels immediate, but it isn't truly immediate. It's edited, constructed, simulated, and that means the flow of time you feel might not be a fundamental feature of the universe at all. It might be a feature of your mind, which raises a dangerous question. If your brain is building time from change, memory, and perception, then what happens when we look beyond the brain into the actual laws of reality? If time were just a trick of the mind, you might expect physics to correct it, to give you a solid, objective version of time. Something universal, something that flows the same way everywhere. But that's not what happens. In fact, physics makes things far worse. At the beginning, scientists believed time was absolute, a single universal clock, ticking across the entire universe. No matter where you were, no matter how fast you moved, time would pass the same way for everyone. It felt obvious until it wasn't. When Albert Einstein introduced relativity, everything broke. According to his equations, time doesn't flow at a constant rate. It depends on motion. It depends on gravity. It depends on where you are and how you're moving through space. Two people can experience time differently, and both can be right. Imagine one person standing still on Earth while another travels through space at incredible speed. When the traveler returns, less time has passed for them. Their clock is behind. Their body has aged less. This isn't science fiction. It's been tested, measured, proven. Time literally slows down when you move fast enough. But that's only the beginning. Gravity also bends time. The stronger the gravitational field, the slower time passes. Near a massive object, like a planet or a black hole, time stretches. Minutes there can equal hours somewhere else. So now you have a universe where time doesn't move at the same rate. It depends on perspective. But here's the part that completely destroys common sense. There's no universal now. Events that seem simultaneous to you might not be simultaneous to someone else moving differently. Your present moment is not the same as theirs. In fact, what you call now might already be someone else's past or future. Think about that. Two observers, both correct, disagreeing on the order of events. That means the idea of a single shared timeline doesn't exist. Time isn't a straight line, moving forward for everyone. It's fragmented, relative, dependent on the observer. And if that's true, then the thing you trusted your entire life, a steady flow of time, moving from past to future, isn't built into the universe at all. It's not fundamental. It's conditional, which leads to a far more disturbing realization. If physics itself doesn't require time to behave the way you experience it, then maybe time isn't flowing at all. At this point, everything you believed about time is already unstable. Your brain constructs it. Physics bends it. There's no universal now. But there's one idea that pushes this even further. An idea so strange that once you see it, the feeling of time flowing becomes impossible to trust. It's called the block universe. According to this view, the universe is not something that is unfolding moment by moment. Instead, everything already exists. The past, the present, and the future are all laid out together like a complete map, not moving, not changing, just existing. Think of it like a film reel. When you watch a movie, it feels like the story is happening in real time. Events unfold, characters change, time seems to move forward. But in reality, every frame of that movie already exists at once. The beginning, the middle, and the end are all there, fixed. You're just experiencing them one frame at a time. Now imagine your life works the same way. Every moment you've ever lived and every moment you will ever live already exists somewhere in this structure. Your childhood, is still there. Your future is already there. Nothing is being created or destroyed. It's all part of a single, unchanging whole. So what feels like movement through time isn't movement at all. It's perspective. Your consciousness is simply moving along the structure, giving you the illusion that time is passing. But the universe itself isn't flowing. It isn't going anywhere. There is no ticking clock behind reality. Everything just is, and this creates a profound paradox. Because if all moments exist equally, then the distinction between past, present, and future is not something built into the universe. It's something built into you. Your brain separates moments into categories. It labels one as now, others as before, and others as after. But those labels may not exist outside your perception, which means the flow of time, the feeling that life is constantly moving forward, is not a property of reality. It's a property of your mind. And that leads to an unsettling question. If nothing is truly moving, if every moment already exists, then what exactly are you experiencing when you feel time passing? What is that sensation made of, and why does it feel so real? By now, the picture is clear, but it's also deeply unsettling. Time feels real. It shapes your life. It defines your memories, your plans, your sense of identity. And yet, everything you've seen points in the opposite direction. Your brain constructs it. Physics doesn't require it. And at the deepest level, it may not even flow at all. So why does it feel so undeniable? Because your brain needs it to. Your mind is not built to show you reality as it truly is. It's built to help you survive, to make decisions, to navigate a world full of change. And to do that, it has to organize everything into a simple, usable structure. Time is that structure. Instead of presenting you with a chaotic collection of events, your brain arranges them into a story, a sequence, a clear direction from past to future. It gives you a sense of cause and effect. It lets you learn from what has happened and prepare for what might come next. Without that illusion, nothing would make sense. You wouldn't be able to act, to plan, to even understand what's happening around you. Every moment would feel disconnected, meaningless, overwhelming. So your brain creates order. It takes a timeless reality and turns it into a moving experience. And it does this so seamlessly that you never question it. You feel time passing, so you believe it must be real. But that feeling is just another construction, another layer of interpretation between you and the world. In a way, you are living inside a story your brain is constantly writing, a story where things happen one after another, where causes lead to effects, where the future is open and the past is fixed. But outside that story, reality may be very different. There may be no flowing river time, no universal clock pushing everything forward, just a vast structure where everything already exists and your consciousness moves through it moment by moment, creating the illusion of change. And that changes something fundamental about how you see your life. Because if time isn't what you think it is, then the boundaries between past, present, and future aren't as solid as they seem. The moments you've lost aren't truly gone. The moments you fear haven't truly arrived. They all exist in their own place within the structure of reality. The truth is not that time is broken. The truth is that your experience of it is constructed. And once you see that, once you realize that the flow of time is something your brain creates, not something the universe demands, you can't unsee it. Because the next time you feel a moment stretch or collapse, the next time hours disappear or seconds drag on, you'll remember something strange. Time didn't change. Your mind did.